You are looking live at the Berwick High School Gymnasium. We thank you for joining us for continuing coverage of high school basketball on WILN. I'm Marty Burns, joined once again by our good buddy Joe DeMelfi. Jim Burns on the stats. And Coach, first and foremost, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Marty. Happy to be here. Had to miss the first couple. I have a doctor checking me out. I don't know if it's mental or physical. We'll find out.
We'll soon find out at the opening tip, as the Lady Comets are being introduced under the direction of head coach Don Hopkins. And coach, this Crestwood team, one senior on their roster. So Coach Hopkins has a young group to work with, including with a couple of starters in street clothes, talking about Isabella Caparucio and Grace Pasternak. Coach Hopkins going with number 22, a freshman tonight, in Kate Gallagher. And now the Lady Bulldogs being introduced. And it's going to be Serena DeFinis, Rihanna Andrus, Carly Oakes, Rachel White Knight, Gabby Starr round out the five for Coach Bill Phillips, Berwick Lady Bulldogs, but Coach Phillips not here tonight. So Bob Calarco Sr., veteran of basketball wares, takes over tonight for the Lady Bulldogs.
Coach Calarco's been with the program for many years, so it'll be should be a good ball game, Marty. I've seen the Lady Bulldogs play a couple of times, played well. They, I believe they're 4-6 overall, 0-1 in the league, but they've been pretty close in most of their games.
And in that starting five, Joe, one senior, two sophomores, a freshman and a junior. So both of these squads running with young groups here tonight and throughout this season. Gallagher, the freshman, will tip for Crestwood. Rachel White Knight, wearing number 5, will tip for the Lady Bulldogs. Berwick going from left to right on your screen. Joe Falzone, Harry Caskey, and tossing it up, Lou Lucy. Your officials. And the Lady Bulldogs will control. Crestwood will come out in a man-to-man defense. White Knight will take the three, and it's a quick 3-0 lead for Berwick.
White Knight with a good look at the basket. Defensively, Crestwood needs to get there. Didn't move quick enough.
Berwick also comes out man-to-man. This is Collins off to Bazinko. Rounding out that starting five, Cadence Hiller and Julia Glowacki. Turnover gives it to Berwick.
Let's see if Berwick can take advantage and make some points off the turnover.
Oakes out to Andrus. She's guarded closely by Bazinko. Strong move to the basket. She'll have a chance for a three-point play.
And they may make 3 off the turnover, Marty.
First foul of the night goes on Cadence Hiller, her first, team first. Andrus, leading scorer on the year at 12 points per game, can't convert on the three-point opportunity, keeping it 5-0 Berwick. Glowacki looks to penetrate her pass to Bazinko, but Bazinko had left the spot she was at. So 2 possessions, 2 Crestwood turnovers, and Berwick has it back leading 5-0.
See if they take advantage again as Crestwood and Berwick has the turnover. Crestwood having a tough time. Seems like they're keeping the ball on the perimeter, Marty. Not getting a chance to get it inside.
Lou Lucy looking for some help from fans out in the concession stand area as the ball went right out there in the front lobby area.
I think he grabbed a hot dog.
Either that or had a conversation with Mr. Orlando. Nice pass inside.
Good
Hiller
ball
to
movement.
Gallagher. Crestwood on the board.
Great ball movement by Crestwood. Comes away with the basket.
And Andrus almost lost that one. She'll get it to White Knight on the wing. Coach Kolarko shouts out the play. Oaks, the freshman. Thought about getting it to Starr. She'll get it instead to DeFinis. This is White Knight. Inside the three-point line is Andrus, but White Knight, the offensive putback, can't get it to go. Battle for the loose ball, a travel called, and I believe it's called against Crestwood, meaning Berwick gets the ball back. Coach Hopkins not in agreement. White Knight can't get it to go. Loose ball chased down by Andrus, quickly out to finish, and she'll set the offense.
Great save by Andrus. Keep the offense moving for the Lady Bulldogs.
White Knight at the top of the key. Looking for DeFinis. Collins tried for the steal, but DeFinis will get it back from White Knight. Crestwood bench cheering on their Crestwood teammates with some great defense here in the half court. White Knight, the turnaround won't go. Gallagher, the rebound. This is Hiller at the elbow. She's going to hand it off to Glowacki. And again, Hiller tried the pass, this time to Bazinko. Jump ball is called, and possession error, I believe, will keep it with the Lady Comets of Crestwood. Number 25, Sadie Zahner, first sub of the night.
Good
she
defense.
Checks in for Berwick.
Sorry, Marty. Good defense on the bounce pass. Crestwood retains possession.
Collins thought about the three. They'll get it to Gallagher in the high post, over to Collins. She'll penetrate. She finds Hiller to Glowacki. This is Collins. Looking inside for Gallagher. Quickly kicked out Glowacki. This is Hiller. Coach Kolarko applauding the half-court defense of Berwick.
Doing a nice job with it, Marty, right now. Keeping the ball on the perimeter, not allowing it to get inside.
And they're very aggressive in this zone look as Starr comes up with the steal.
Gabby Starr, good defense, goes after the ball.
Andrus, nice move to the basket. She's got 4.
Nice move, Rayanne Andrus. Great move to the basket. Lady Bulldogs up 5.
Coach Hopkins takes a 30-second timeout, and Joe, it's that time of the night.
Oh,
now would be a
good
time to call. 2 Italian Guys Pizzeria. Their number, 570-459-2783. Coach, what are you recommending tonight?
Let's go right to the top.
We're going to order a pizza from 2 Italian Guys located at 3 West Diamond Avenue in Hazleton. Once again, give them a call, 570-459-2783. Tell them Coach DeMelfi sent you for a pizza. And Berwick is going to come with some full court pressure out of the timeout. One of the things, if you're Coach Hopkins, for the most part, Crestwood is running effective half-court offense. It's just at critical points they're turning it over.
Exactly right, Marty. They had some decent shots early. But as I said, the Lady Bulldogs playing very well defensively.
Kane Hiller gets double-teamed. Gallagher picks it up. She'll get it back to Hiller. Right back to Gallagher. Knocked away. Andrus with it for Berwick. Another Crestwood turnover.
Sadie Zahner with a nice job on the defensive end for the Lady Bulldogs.
Collins got a hand on it defensively for Crestwood. It'll remain with Berwick as they lead 7-2. We thank you for joining us tonight here on WILN for Wyoming Valley Conference Girls High School basketball action. Oakes on the wing. Oakes gets double teamed, but got it to Zahner. Right back to DeFinis, and they'll reset the offense.
You're going to move that ball, try to get it to the basket. Have a tough time driving on 2 or 3 people.
Andrus doesn't get the shot to fall. Collins the rebound. Crestwood trailing by 5. And Collins went to pass it to Bazinko. She wasn't looking for it, and it forced the turnover, number 6 in this opening quarter for Crestwood. Number 20, Kendall Petrosky, is in for Crestwood. White Knight heads to the scorer's table. She'll check back in for Berwick at the next dead ball. DeFinis over to Starr. That's a 3-point goal for Gabby Starr, and it's 10-2 Berwick.
Great look by Starr, makes the 3, puts the Lady Bulldogs up by 8. Forced another turnover, Marty, with that defense.
7th made 3 on the season for Gabby Starr. She'll get a well-deserved break. And Joe, with you being from over here, is it in the Berwick bylaws that a star has to wear number 23?
Well, I'll tell you what, her sister is doing very well at Bloomsburg University, and Gabby's doing well here.
Gabby, the second leading scorer for the Bulldogs, as we mentioned, getting a breather as White Knight check back in. And that's the second 3 for Rachel White Knight in this opening quarter. 13-2.
I'll tell you what,
Berwick
Marty,
in front in the final minute of the opening quarter.
if you're going to let them shoot out there, you need to get there in their face because they shoot fairly well from 3-point range.
I believe we're going to have a reach in on Andrus. That'll be her first and the team first for Berwick. And another reach in, and as she collided with Hiller, Andrus appears to have gotten hit in the face.
I think she caught her shoulder right in the...
And the other thing, you know, she's going to get looked at, but she also picked up her second personal foul.
Right. She's only a sophomore, Marty, has played very well for the Lady Bulldogs. I think she got a bump on the eye and needs some bench time.
So number 12, Alyssa Lewis, checks in for her. As mentioned, we're in the final minute of play in this opening quarter. This is Bazinko. Constant screening away from the ball for Crestwood. Glowacki's jumper good. Nothing but net there. Her first basket makes it 13.
Great shot by Glowacki after the defensive person moved up the floor, lost Glowacki, and she made the shot.
And that'll be the end of the quarter. Berwick in front 13-5. You're watching the Lehigh Valley Health Network Game of the Night here on WILN.
When emergency strikes, trust your care to the all-new ER at Lehigh Valley Hospital, Hazleton. With a facility that's now twice the size. Experienced nurses who see you right away. A quick assessment process makes sure you get the care you need. Advanced technology on site. Safe, private treatment rooms, and a peace of mind that only this level of care can bring. When it matters most, trust your partner in emergency care. Lehigh Valley Hospital, Hazleton.
Third Base Luncheonette, still making memories after all these years.
We welcome you back to Berwick High School. Start of the second quarter, it is 13-5. I thought Glowacki's basket was a 2. They gave her a 3 on that, so it's 13-5 Berwick heading to the start of the second.
Marty, field goals for Crestwood, 2 for 2, but they have 7 turnovers. Bulldogs 5 for Lady Bulldogs, 5 for 11, 3 for 4 from 3, up 4 for 5 from 3-point range.
Rachel Whiteknight continues her hot shooting. She's got 9 to lead all scorers.
Marty, that puts them, as I said, 4 for 5 from the 3-point range. Gabby Starr comes down with the rebound, up with the 3.
Whiteknight battles for it. Bazinko up with it for Crestwood. They trail by 11, 16-5.
I'll tell you what, Marty, still early enough that they don't have to go into a panic, but Crestwood has to start handling the ball a little better. They turned it over 7 times in the first quarter.
Hiller, Glowacki, Petrosky, Collins, and Bazinko start the quarter for Crestwood in the red, going from right to left. Zahner, Starr, DeFinis, Oakes, and Whiteknight start for Berwick. Whiteknight with the steal. On the bench for Berwick, leading scorer Rihanna Andrus. She has 2 personal fouls.
Whiteknight with quick hands defensively again.
And
got
I
a
think we
call.
got a moving screen called on DeFinis. Be her first, team third. So Oakes will sit down. Alyssa Lewis back in for Berwick. Thank you for watching the Lehigh Valley Health Network Hazleton Game of the Night. Girls taking the floor tonight as Crestwood travels here to Berwick, and the Lady Bulldogs up 16-5. A pass, I believe, off of Whiteknight out of bounds. Crestwood will keep possession.
Marty, Crestwood down by 11. 2 areas right now. Number 1, work on the boards. Number 2, handle the ball because of the turnover ratio so far. Bulldogs only had 1 turnover, the Lady Bulldogs, in the first quarter.
DeFinis running the point, gives it off to Whiteknight. This is Zahner, swung to Lewis, DeFinis in the corner. She'll get it to Starr. She'll drive against Gallagher. Gallagher blocked it, but ruled she also got body and committed the foul.
Gallagher with the nice job defensively with the hands, but the body caught Gabby Starr. She'll go to the line for 2.
They actually called the foul on Bazinko, her first, team second. Should mention Gabby Starr, the second leading scorer for the Lady Bulldogs, just over 9 points per game. One out of two, and a rebound for Gallagher. He's Glowacki to Bazinko. And that's a banked in three by Hiller. She gets it back to single digits at 9.
Heller using the board for that 3 ball.
At this late hour, are the banks even open, Coach?
The ATMs are, buddy. That'll help them with the inside game a little bit if they can hit some of them. Gabby Starr defensively again. Great job, knocks it away. Crestwood will.
Carly Oakes is back in for Berwick, giving DeFinis a breather. Here in the way moments of the second quarter. Coming up at the half, Jim Burns will give us the Grand Central halftime stats as Hiller back-to-back baskets, this time a strong move to the hole. She's got 5, and the lead is down to 7.
Hiller goes from the bank and drives the basket. Picks up 5 quick points.
Hiller, the second leading scorer on the season for Crestwood. 5 quick ones to get Crestwood back in, and a turnover. Collins the steal. Challenges Oakes, and she'll head to the line to shoot 2.
You know what they say, Marty, make them earn it. Oakes with the foul. Collins to the line.
Foul on Oakes, her first. Team 4th. Collins shooting 66% from the line. She hit the first and we'll get another. 1 out of 2. And Gallagher hustles for the rebound. Another possession for Crestwood, trailing by 6, and they can dwindle it down even more.
Collins goes out front to try to set something up.
Hiller's jumper off back rim, rebound Starr. And Oakes will bring it up for Berwick. DeFinis is at the table. She'll check back in at the next whistle.
Lady Bulldogs lead has dwindled to 6, 17 to 11, and a turnover. Not helping their cause.
And ironically, as Crestwood has cut into this lead, the turnovers seem to be coming at the opposite end of the floor now. Berwick's starting to turn it over a little bit here.
Like I said, the first quarter, they only had 1. I think they've had 3, maybe 4 here in the second quarter.
Hiller looks to penetrate. Got it over to Gallagher. I think we're going to have a foul on the floor.
I believe they're
called
going
by
to.
Harry Caskey. No,
Yeah.
I think he indicated 2. He's going to say that Hiller was trying a shot, so she'll head to the line to shoot 2, as the foul will be on Starr, her first, team 5th. Hiller shooting 77% from the line. Second leading scorer for the Lady Comets. Just over 7 points per game, and she looks for her 7th. And
Hiller.
she gets the roll, and she has them all here in the second quarter.
Hiller
to lead
coming up,
Crestwood.
coming up big in the second quarter.
Some confusion for Crestwood defensively as to who they have in the man-to-man look. And I think it may have been with this constant screening from Berwick. Did we switch or didn't we switch? And I think that might have been where the confusion came in. That's a DeFinis three.
Serena DeFinis can handle the ball pretty well. She also shoots well from the outside. Doesn't shoot a lot, but makes that three, makes it a 7-point gap right
Her
now.
8th made three in the season. Bazinko battling for the offensive board, and they're going to rule that Bazinko was out of bounds when she touched it. Berwick basketball up 7.
Serena DeFinis again tipped that ball. Crestwood.
White Knight gets double teamed, looks for Starr, and
Yeah.
she's called for the traveling violation, giving it back to Crestwood as they trail by 7. So I mentioned coming up at the half, Jim Burns will give us the Grand Central halftime stats. So we invite you to stay tuned for that coming up at the half.
White Knight with Hiller inside, and White Knight does a good job, great job with her hands. We got a jump ball.
And credit Gallagher for forcing the jump ball. Crestwood gets it back on the arrow.
Possession.
Hiller gets it to Bazinko, out to Collins. Hiller in the lane. Turnaround, good! Cadence Hiller all 9 here in the second. It's a 5-point game.
Big reason it's a 5-point game. Hiller has done exceptionally well here in the second quarter as we're nearing the 1-minute mark till halftime.
See what Coach Calarco elects to do here. A lot of time still left, and Oaks will take a three and hit it. The freshman Carly Oaks, her first basket's a three. The lead back to 8 in the final minute of the half.
I'll tell you right now, Marty, the 3 balls saving the Lady Bulldogs right now. And their defense. They're playing well defensively.
Collins with the drive, and she is fouled. She'll head back to the line to shoot 2. I believe Lou Lucy called the foul on DeFinis. That'll be her second. So DeFinis and Andrus 2 fouls apiece. 6 total team fouls on Berwick. Collins will get another. One out of 2 for Collins.
Little pressure from the Lady Comets, and we're going to have a reach in.
Now, considering the situation, it'll be Gallagher's first, but only the 3rd team foul for Crestwood. They could be a little bit aggressive here at the end of the half.
And it looked like they were going to do that.
So we approach 30 seconds remaining in the half. Berwick with the ball, up 7, and they turn it over again. So Crestwood now with an opportunity before the halftime buzzer.
You know, Marty, that's the 2nd or 3rd time we've seen both teams do that. Anticipating and player going the other direction.
Cutting to the basket, Glowacki, and they cut it to 5.
Great pass by Cameron Collins.
You're able to see the time remaining in the half on our scoreboard. DeFinis will try another 3. This one a little long, but only 0.8 on the clock. Crestwood, I would think here, don't even risk it, just inbound it. Let's get to the locker room. But Collins will try a half-court heave. Wouldn't I have looked bad if that went?
I'll tell you what, it was close.
We are at the half in this Lehigh Valley Health Network Hazelton game of the night. Berwick started out quick. Crestwood has gotten back in the game at the half. Berwick 23, Crestwood 18. You're watching live high school basketball on WILN.
When emergency strikes, trust your care to the all-new ER at Lehigh Valley Hospital, Hazleton. With a facility that's now twice the size. Experienced nurses who see you right away. A quick assessment process makes sure you get the care you need. Advanced technology on site. Safe, private treatment rooms, and a peace of mind that only this level of care can bring. When it matters most, trust your partner in emergency care. Lehigh Valley Hospital, Hazleton.
Moore & Associates, accountants and advisors located at 751 North Church Street in Hazleton. Contact them for all your individual and business tax and accounting needs.
We welcome you back to the Berwick High School Gymnasium for live girls high school basketball action on the Lehigh Valley Health Network Hazleton. Game of the night. From the Wyoming Valley Conference, the Lady Bulldogs of Berwick leading the Lady Comets of Crestwood 23-18. We thank you for joining us tonight here on WILN. I'm Marty Burns, joined as always by the coach Joe DeMelfi. Jim Burns on the stats. And Joe, I don't think there's any coincidence. When teams were finding success offensively, they were turning the other team over. We saw Berwick turning over Crestwood in the opening portions of this game. Berwick started turning it over, and that was part of the reason Crestwood got back in this game.
Tale of two quarters, Marty. First quarter, Bulldogs jumped out to a big lead. I think it was 8 or 9 points at one time. And then Crestwood, with Hiller leading the way, came back in the second quarter. The Bulldogs started to turn it. The Lady Bulldogs did, as you mentioned. So, as I said, tale of two quarters. Have to do a better job. Both teams have to do a better job of handling the ball in the second half. Secondly, I think what has partially saved both teams is the shooting from the three-point range, especially the Lady Bulldogs.
At the half, the Lady Bulldogs are up 5. The halftime stats have been given to our production crew. We're going to get a look at those Grand Central halftime stats that Jim Burns compiled when we return to the Berwick High School Gymnasium. We're watching live high school basketball on WILN. We'll be back with halftime stats right after this.
When emergency strikes, trust your care to the all-new ER at Lehigh Valley Hospital, Hazleton. With a facility that's now twice the size. Experienced nurses who see you right away. A quick assessment process makes sure you get the care you need. Advanced technology on site. Safe, private treatment rooms, and a peace of mind that only this level of care can bring. When it matters most, trust your partner in emergency care. Lehigh Valley Hospital, Hazleton.
We live life in the cloud. It's how we work, how we learn, how we laugh. It connects us to the ones we love, near and far. We at Service Electric have been working hard to upgrade our system, a local company providing you the fastest, most reliable internet. No contracts, no bandwidth limits. You choose the speed you need, and Service Electric will take you as fast as you want to go.
Third Base Luncheonette, still making memories after all these years.
Membership opportunities are now available at the Valley Country Club, 79 Country Club Lane in Sugarloaf. Clubhouse upgrades are in progress and will be ready for the spring. Call Frank Radis for details at 570-233-5328.
Welcome back to the Berwick High School Gymnasium. At the half, this girls high school basketball matchup in the Wyoming Valley Conference as the hosts, the Lady Bulldogs of Berwick, leading the visiting Lady Comets of Crestwood 23-18. We are moments away from getting a look at the Grand Central halftime stats, compiled as always by Jim Burns. Coach, go ahead.
Marty, Crestwood 6 for 10 from the field. They shot 2 for 2 first quarter, 4 for 8 in the second. They're 2 for 4 in three-point range, 4 for 6 from the foul line, 10 rebounds, 1 offensive rebound. They've turned it over 8 times. The Bulldogs, 8 for 17 from the floor. They're 6 for 9 from the three-point range. Free throws, 1 for 3. 6 rebounds, 2 offensive, turned it over 6 times. We said tale of 2 quarters. 7 turnovers for Crestwood in the first quarter, 1 in the second. Berwick, 1 in the first, 5 in the second.
It's good that Jim Burns helps us look good when we just start throwing things out
Jim
there.
Burns the best.
And thank you to Grand Central for being our halftime stat sponsor. We're going to take another time out here in Berwick and be back with third quarter action. You're watching live high school basketball on the Lehigh Valley Health Network Hazelton Game of the Night on WILN.
You always get a feel-good shopping experience at Grand Central in Hazelton.
Have you ever experienced that super pushy salesperson who follows you all around? Not here.
Or wandered around that big box store looking for help in the appliance department, only to find the pink guy? Not here.
And we have an experienced, courteous sales staff here to help you find the perfect mattress, piece of furniture, or appliance with no pressure.
And don't forget, everyday low prices.
You always get a feel-good shopping experience at Grand Central in Hazelton.
Penn State Hazelton is improving the lives of others, starting in our community.
Providing degrees that meet the needs of the area.
Fueling entrepreneurship and contributing more than $36 million annually to the state's economy.
Researching the health of our local ecosystem on the Susquehanna River.
Together, our impact keeps growing, backed by the strength of 24 campuses and 700,000 alumni.
SJ Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond Contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Rinnai, and trained comfort specialists, call SJ Kowalski at 570-455-2600.
Two Italian Guys Pizzeria. 3 West Diamond Avenue in Hazelton has all your favorites, from pizza, hoagies, salads, entrees, wings, and sides. Always made with the freshest ingredients. Call them at 570-459-2783.
Welcome back to the Berwick High School Gymnasium. And we like to remind you that the Lehigh Valley Health Network Hazelton Game of the Night returns next Tuesday night. We'll be right back here in Berwick. This time the boys will take the floor as we get a look at the Berwick Bulldogs as they'll play host to the Hazelton area Cougars. Saw them last night, a 9-point victor over Wyoming Valley West. So the Lehigh Valley Health Network Hazelton Game of the Night returns next Tuesday night from right back here in Berwick as the Bulldogs play host to the Hazelton area Cougars. Will be on the air Tuesday night at 7:30.
Another home game.
Another home game for Coach DeMelfi. You must know somebody that puts this together.
Well, not real well, but well enough to get a couple of home games.
Berwick will come out in the third quarter, led by Rachel Whiteknight. Her 3 threes for a total of 9, leading the Lady Bulldogs. Cadence Hiller, big second quarter, helping Crestwood get back in this game. All 9 of her points coming in the second quarter, and that's the top scorer for the Lady Comets. And Joe, I don't think after looking at those halftime stats, it's too simplistic to say you take care of the basketball, you're having success offensively, whichever bench you're talking to.
Exactly right, Marty. Yeah, you limit the turnovers and make some threes, move the ball a little bit on offense. Don't get reckless or careless. And the Lady Bulldogs did that very well in the first quarter. But then they started turning it over a little bit. Hiller took over, made a couple of shots in a row. She had a big second quarter. I think she came away with nine points in the second quarter, and that helped narrow the gap to where it is right now.
Joe, we got to talk about it. You mentioned the home games, and You've had quite a lot of fan support coming over wanting to talk to you.
Yeah, a couple of, one or two, I wish they wouldn't have come over, but.
Berwick will inbound to start this third quarter. They're in the white going from right to left on your screen. It'll be White Knight to finish, Star, Oaks, and Zahner. Andrus left in the first quarter with 2 personal fouls, but she also caught a shoulder, and she has not returned as of yet, meeting with the trainer to start this third quarter. So she does not start for Berwick here in the third, and Crestwood down 5, bringing it up. Collins, Gallagher, Hiller, Glowacki, and Bazinko start for Coach Hopkins and the Crestwood Lady Comets. Hiller, couple of moves in the lane, can't get it to go. Star hustles down the rebound.
Good hustle. Trainer looking at Rayanne Andrus. Anytime you get a shot in the head, whatever it might be, you have to be careful. So doing a due diligence. Collins, who has done a nice job from out front with the Lady Comets.
Couple of turnovers on both ends here in this third quarter. Berwick remains in front 23-18. While we have a moment, we would like to thank the Third Base Luncheonette, located just off of 9th Street in Hazleton, for supplying our crew meal, as they have all season long here on WYLN, and for so many seasons supporting WYLN sports. Many thanks to the Third Base Luncheonette. Lady Bulldogs up 5, bringing it up to finish. To Zahner. And almost a turnover, diving on the floor at half court. Great hustle both ways, and Crestwood will get the possession arrow.
Both teams being very aggressive defensively. Lady Comets come away with the ball.
Collins dribbles to the right. DeFinis knocked it away and came up with the steal. And the basket. Great defense and turning it into offense for Serena DeFinis.
I'll tell you what, Marty, quick hands there. Didn't even see it come out, knocked it away, and Serena DeFinis does a great job finishing that defensive play with a offensive basket.
Collins thought about the three. She'll penetrate, looks inside for Gallagher, off of her hands, out of bounds. Berwick basketball.
I'll tell you what, Collins is doing a nice job moving. When that bounce pass, the player wasn't really expecting it. I think anytime she drives the lane, you have to be ready to get the ball.
This is Zahner. She'll get it over to White Knight. To Star. DeFinis inside to White Knight. Right back to DeFinis. She's going to go cross court to Star. Inside the three-point line. That won't go. White Knight the offensive rebound. Putback doesn't go. And Glowacki the rebound. Here comes Crestwood down 7.
Lady Bulldogs, couple looks at the basket. Collins going to the basket. Lady Bulldogs called for a block. I'm not sure who it was underneath.
And a big call from Lou Lucy. Serena DeFinis just picked up her third personal and the team first. So now Coach Calarco has some decisions to make, and he may be taking DeFinis out with the 3.
He's looking at Lewis going in as Serena DeFinis comes to the bench.
Collins 1 out of 2.
Great hustle by Gabby Starr.
And Collins knocked it away from behind. Bazinko to Collins. Looking inside, Gallagher. Mini hook is good. And all of a sudden, a 4-point game. And Coach Calarco wants a timeout. And he's going to take a full. His Bulldogs lead down to 4. We'll be back.
You always get a feel-good shopping experience at Grand Central in Hazleton.
Have you ever experienced that super pushy salesperson who follows you all around? Not here.
Or wandered around that big box store looking for help in the appliance department only to find the pink guy? Not here.
And we have an experienced, courteous sales staff here to help you find the perfect mattress, piece of furniture, or appliance with no pressure.
And don't forget, everyday low prices.
You always get a feel-good shopping experience at Grand Central in Hazleton.
When emergency strikes, trust your care to the all-new ER at Lehigh Valley Hospital, Hazleton. With a facility that's now twice the size. Experienced nurses who see you right away. A quick assessment process makes sure you get the care you need. Advanced technology on site. Safe, private treatment rooms, and a peace of mind that only this level of care can bring. When it matters most, trust your partner in emergency care. Lehigh Valley Hospital, Hazleton.
After the Berwick full timeout, they'll be left with 2 fulls and 2 30s. Crestwood, 3 fulls and a 30. Crestwood on a quick 3-0 run, but they got this down to 4. And Berwick needed the timeout to settle things down. Andrus still on the bench with an injury. DeFinis in foul trouble, so Berwick looking for some composure with the basketball. White Knight in the corner. She hits another 3. Her 4th of the night, give her 12 to lead all scorers.
Very, very confident in that three-point shot. And as I said, defensively, if you're not in her face,
there's a
another
3 by Glowacki. She answers. She's got 8. Back down to a 4-point game. Zahner to White Knight. She'll get it over to Starr. Lewis thought about the 3, got it out to Oakes. This is White Knight. She'll try another one. She can't get her 5th. Collins the rebound. Here comes Crestwood down 4. Bazinko looking for Gallagher, knocked away by Zahner. It'll remain with Crestwood.
Good defensive play, keeping the ball from inside. Crestwood inbounds under their own basket.
Glowacki faked the jumper, had it, knocked away by Zahner. Or excuse me, Starr. That was Starr that got her hand in there.
Gabby Starr, again, defensively doing an excellent job.
28-24, Berwick with the lead. Zahner picked up her dribble, found White Knight in the corner. She looks to drive baseline. Pass tipped by Gallagher, remains with Berwick.
Tried to get it to Lewis. Alyssa Lewis, knocked away.
Starr for 3, banked it in! Gabby Starr has 7, and she makes the lead 7.
Gabby Starr off the bank. We've seen a couple off the bank.
As you said, just utilizing the ATM, of course. Collins will have a chance for an old-fashioned 3-point play.
I'll tell you what, Marty, Collins has done an excellent job. Cameron Collins, defensively, she's caused some turnovers. Offensively, she can get to the basket. She can also dish it off. So playing very well for the Lady Comets right now.
Zahner picked up the foul, her first, team second. And Collins converts the 3-point play. 4 of her 6 here in the third. And a turnover. Collins, left-hand shot won't go. White Knight the rebound.
Little pressure from Crestwood turned it over, but they could not take advantage of that turnover.
Lewis picked up her dribble but found Oakes.
Collins trying to force Oakes to far perimeter.
Inside the three-point line as White Knight can't get it to go. Crestwood lets it go out of bounds. It'll be their ball, down 4. Final moments of this third quarter. Collins fouled on the floor. I believe it'll be on Oakes, and that'll be her second. Team third to finish, already on the bench for Berwick with 3 personals.
I'll tell you what, Cameron Collins forces you to move your feet. If you don't move your feet and then stick your hand in, she's going to get you on the foul.
Oakes will exit with the 2 personals. Number 14, Libby Switzer in the lineup. Hiller in double figures with 11. She makes it a 2-point game. And a turnover. Collins challenging White Knight, can't get it to go. Goes out of bounds. It'll be ruled Berwick basketball.
Berwick trapped on the side, lost the ball, so they have to be careful. As Crestwood applies pressure, you can't put it on the floor. If you want to break the press, you have to pass it.
Starr got it across the timeline. They find Switzer. Back to a 4-point game.
Good ball movement. That'll break a press, Marty.
Collins got a screen. And she'll be called for the traveling violation. To finish, he'll check in with the 3 personals for the final offensive possession of the third quarter for Berwick.
Collins again trying to go to the basket, fouled, or I'm sorry, lost the ball with the walk call. So Lady Bulldogs, as we have a situation, one of the players
and with under a minute remaining, Berwick takes a full timeout. We'll be back right after this.
Get the most bang for your buck. You wanted to save money by cutting the cord, but you still wanted to watch your favorite shows and sports. So you added on and on and on. And well, now those add-ons are bills, and those bucks are adding up. Well, cut those bills and save with Service Electric. Service Electric offers hundreds of channels, video on demand, local programming, and choose the internet speed you need with Service Electric.
Penn State Hazleton is improving the lives of others, starting in our community.
Providing degrees that meet the needs of the area.
Fueling entrepreneurship and contributing more than $36 million annually to the state's economy.
Researching the health of our local ecosystem on the Susquehanna River.
Together, our impact keeps growing, backed by the strength of 24 campuses and 700,000 alumni.
And Coach Calarco, as we return here to Berwick High School Gymnasium, had to take the full timeout as Sadie Zahner ended up getting cut, and she is being attended to by the training staff. Her jersey will have to be changed as some of the blood got on the jersey, so when she returns, she'll be wearing number 33. And now the training staff is coming out. They got some blood on the floor. Lulusi needs to get that cleaned up before resuming play here in Berwick. So just when it seems Crestwood is getting on that chance to get this game tied, Berwick will hit a big shot, the lead back to 4.
Well, the last time they broke the press, which was an easy layup. But Sadie Zahner, a little cut over her left eyebrow, and got some blood on the floor. So they're taking care of that right now.
And they're making sure everybody at the scorer's table knows that Zahner will be wearing 33. But I also think referee Lou Lucy conveyed that as well, as he came over when they were talking about making the jersey change, just so everybody is aware of what number she'll be wearing.
The other thing, Marty, is that when you look at this, Crestwood hasn't, I don't believe, ever held the lead.
No.
But every time that they go 8 or 9 down, they're able to narrow that gap with some good shooting. So they can't afford, as we have 31.3 left in the third quarter, they can't afford to let the gap grow again.
And Joe, while we have a moment, some exciting news announced yesterday. Mike Bennett announced as the new head coach of the Berwick football program. Another one of those former alumni taking over his old high school team.
Mike Bennett was on a couple of those teams in the mid-90s, went to Syracuse, had a great career. I think we might get a chance to talk to him, or you might, at the end of the game.
We're hoping post-game to speak to Mike. Hopefully we'll be able to get that for you before we go off the air. But here, Berwick looking to run out the clock here in this third quarter, leading by 4. Final 5 seconds. Oaks lost control, and they'll call a reach-in foul on Petrosky, but only the first team foul on Crestwood, leaving it with 1.1 seconds remaining here in the third.
Yeah, foul didn't hurt them there, as Lady Bulldogs are going to have to do a quick move here to get it off, and there you see.
Great defense by Petrosky to end the third quarter through 3. Berwick leads at 33-29. You're watching live high school basketball on WILN.
SJ Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond Contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Rinnai, and trained comfort specialists, call SJ Kowalski at 570-455-2600.
Membership opportunities are now available at the Valley Country Club, 79 Country Club Lane in Sugarloaf. Clubhouse upgrades are in progress and will be ready for the spring. Call Frank Radis for details at 570-233-5328.
We welcome you back to the Berwick High School Gymnasium for the Lehigh Valley Health Network Hazleton game of the night. It's a Wyoming Valley Conference matchup in girls high school basketball. And it has the Lady Bulldogs in front, 33-29 to start the fourth. As Joe mentioned as we were winding down in the third, Crestwood has not led in this game. Looking to get themselves back in it, down 4. They've trailed by as many as 12 in this game. Oaks, Starr, White Knight, DeFinis, and Switzer to start the fourth for Berwick. Milwaukee, Hiller, Gallagher, Bazinko, and Collins start for the visiting Lady Comets. A turnover. Crestwood's ball.
Third quarter, 4 for 7 from the floor for Crestwood, 4 for 10 for the Bulldogs. Lady Bulldogs had 5 turnovers. Lady Comets had 5 turnovers. No offensive rebounds. Berwick had 1 offensive rebound. As the Lady Bulldogs turned it over again.
They call the travel. I thought Haler did a great job of keeping her pivot foot with a couple of up and unders. But Harry Caskey saw it the other way, and quite frankly, Joe, that's the only opinion that counts, right?
Exactly right. Marty, one of the things the Lady Bulldogs are going to have to do here is handle the press. Crestwood starting to bother them a little bit, and there's a turnover out of the offensive set of the Lady Bulldogs.
Nice pass to Gallagher. Can't get it to go. Starr the rebound. If you're just joining us, leading scorer for Berwick, Rihanna Andrus has not played since the first quarter after an injury. She remains on the Berwick bench. DeFinis is in foul trouble with 3. Reserve Sadie Zahner, currently still being attended to for a cut. But the Lady Bulldogs hold on to a 4-point lead here in the beginning moments of the 4th.
I'll tell you what, Marty, again, Gabby Starr with the rebound, but turned it over, trying to get it out.
Hiller inside. Drive, scoop won't go. Battle for the rebound, it'll be Berwick basketball. Quickly heading to the scores table, as we talked about at the end of the 3rd, now number 33, Sadie Zahner. Into the Berwick lineup after getting her cut attended to. And here again, full court pressure from Crestwood, down 4.
Said Marty, you have to be able to handle it. If you can't handle it.
And another turnover. And a steal by Zahner. Loose on the floor. Crestwood tried to get it and rolled out of bounds right in front of the scores table. It'll be Berwick ball.
Remember what we said about the press. Pass, don't dribble.
Number 23, Lucy Malia, into the Crestwood lineup. Berwick led in scoring by Rachel White Knight, 4 threes for a total of 12. Cadence Hiller leading Crestwood with 11. Remains a 4-point game. Coach Calarco calls out the play. This is Zahner. Got it to DeFinis. Driving through the lane and a reach-in foul detected against Crestwood. It'll only be their 2nd team foul.
Serena DeFinis trying to go to the lane, fouled.
Golacki picked up her 1st, team 2nd. Looking for White Knight. Golacki with the defense, but it'll remain with Berwick.
Julia Golacki with a nice defensive play for Crestwood.
Oakes driving. In the corner, Zahner. And a blocking foul called against Crestwood. I believe that'll be on Bazinko, and that'll be her 2nd.
I'll tell you what, Marty, we talked about this earlier. Pretty physical game. Several times play has been stopped because of a ding or a little problem.
Zahner hits the bank shot. It's a 2. Are they going to rule it a 3? They rule it a 2. She was inside the 3-point line as I thought, but a big basket for Sadie Zahner, making it a 6-point game.
Collins drives the lane. Great job by Cameron Collins, playing very well. Backed by Gabby Starr. I'll tell you what, Marty, becoming up and down.
Great pass by DeFinis in transition. Berwick back up 6. Hiller from the foul line gets it to go. And a quick whistle as Coach Hopkins will take a timeout. See what Lucy says is the call. It's a full. Crestwood down 4. We'll be back from Berwick right after this.
When emergency strikes, trust your care to the all-new ER at Lehigh Valley Hospital, Hazleton. With a facility that's now twice the size. Experienced nurses who see you right away. A quick assessment process makes sure you get the care you need. Advanced technology on site. Safe, private treatment rooms, and a peace of mind that only this level of care can bring. When it matters most, trust your partner in emergency care. Lehigh Valley Hospital, Hazleton.
Moore & Associates, accountants and advisors located at 751 North Church Street in Hazleton. Contact them for all your individual and business tax and accounting needs.
Dunk it. Oh!
Jim Burns hiring the young to do his dirty work, throwing out his garbage.
It's under the leg dump.
We welcome you back to Berwick High School Gymnasium. Lady Bulldogs, after the Crestwood timeout, leading it by 4. Crestwood left with 2 full timeouts and a 30. Berwick left with a full timeout and 2 30s. Berwick to inbound and again facing full court pressure. Oaks looking for Starr, knocked away by Bazinko. Another Berwick turnover. Collins will bring it up for Crestwood, down 4. Malia on the wing. Dribbles it over, gives it to Glowacki. She's going to try the jumper, short. Tipped around, and it'll be Berwick basketball.
It's going to depend if they can break the press here in the last 4 minutes and 25 seconds. They being the Lady Bulldogs. Can't hold the ball.
Foul is on Bazinko, her 3rd, team 4th.
Can't hold the ball. You have to get rid of it down the floor.
They got to get it across this timeline, and I think we're going to get, let's see, did we get a timeout from Coach Calarco? I think we did. It's a 30-second timeout to bail out his team, who was having trouble getting across the timeline.
I'll tell you what, Marty, he had no choice there.
But you do have a choice here, Joe.
I
now
always
would
have
be
a
a
choice.
good time to call 2 Italian Guys Pizzeria at 570-459-2783. Coach DeMelfi says, order a hoagie from 2 Italian Guys located at 3 West Diamond Avenue in Hazleton. Give them a call, 570-459-2783, and tell them Coach DeMelfi sent you to 2 Italian Guys Pizzeria.
They might charge you double.
So, Joe, we should mention that when we see both of these teams again, if they've seen pressure tonight, January 24th, Crestwood will host Joe Gavio in Hazleton area, and we'll be back here Monday night, February 7th, as the Lady Bulldogs host the Lady Cougars. So if they thought they saw pressure tonight,
Always.
wait until they see Coach Gavio and his Lady Cougars. I think Coach Gavio likes to press just getting off the bus.
Yeah, that's right.
White Knight on the wing. Gives it to Starr. Remains a 4-point game.
Berwick can be a little methodical, but they have to move the basketball. Cannot afford to turn it over, but look for the good shot, Marty.
And DeFinis will go down the lane to White Knight. She looks to dribble it back out, but she lost her dribble and now commits a turnover. Crestwood down 4 with the basketball.
Thought she was going to bounce it to Serena DeFinis on the baseline. Didn't happen.
Coach Hopkins calls out the play. In the corner, it's Bazinko. She'll go out to Glowacki. Collins thought about the 3. She'll drive and can't get it to go. Starr with the big rebound for Berwick.
I'll tell you what, Gabby Starr with a great rebound, using her body, great positioning.
Zahner to DeFinis. Gives it to Oaks. DeFinis, an open look. That's a 3-point goal. Serena DeFinis, her 2nd of the night. It's a big one. They go up 3 possessions. They're up 7.
And I'll tell you what, Marty, I mentioned the first quarter. She handles the ball fairly well. She can shoot. She was uncontested there, made the 3.
And a foul on the block will be called, I believe, on Oaks, which will be her 3rd. Fourth team foul on Berwick, as it is the 3rd on Oaks.
2:20, Marty, 4th a quarter.
Nice pass inside to Malia, bringing it back to 4. Coach Hopkins wants a timeout. We'll see what he's elected here. It is a 30-second timeout, and Coach, guess what?
We're going to have...
It's another good time to call.
I'm still hungry.
Okay, Two Italian Guys Pizzeria. Their number, 570-459-2783. Give it to me, Coach. What do you want to order?
Oh, a Stromboli.
Stromboli. Have it ready for post-game from Two Italian Guys Pizzeria, located at 3 West Diamond Avenue in Hazleton. Once again, their phone number, 570-459-2783. Tell them Coach DeMelfi sent you.
I'll tell you what, Marty, that last basket, and I keep talking about the press here because it is a dominant part of this fourth quarter. Lady Bulldogs having to break that press.
Oaks ahead of the pack with the basket.
That was a good job of breaking the press, although they had some problems initially. We're under 2 minutes. Lady Bulldogs up by 6.
And a foul called, and this could be critical. DeFinis may have picked up her 4.
I think at this point,
So what, did they take the 3 off DeFinis? Somewhere, I think during the timeout, they took the 3 away from Serena DeFinis. So she now only has 7 on the night, but she picked up her 4th personal. Team 5th. That jumper won't fall.
foul called, I believe, on Rachel White Knight. Called the push.
Be the first on White Knight. Team 6th.
Giving the Lady Comets another shot at the basket.
And no call there. Ball goes out of bounds. Officials check with each other.
There wasn't a whistle, Marty. Cameron Collins tried to go to the basket, and they're calling it Crestwood's ball.
And now Lou Lucy wants to get both officials together. Coach Calarco wasn't happy, but we can imagine what will happen if they reverse this call.
You know, I remember back from my coaching days when 3 officials get together, usually when they come away, you're not going to like it.
Now they're going to get the coaches together.
Somebody's not going to like it.
And I think it's Coach Calarco that's going to come out on the not liking it part.
Short end, you're right. So
it will be Crestwood ball. They are down 6.
With another attempt at the offensive basket.
They'll get it into Collins. That 3 won't go. Battle for the rebound. And I believe we're going to get a jump ball. Possession arrow going in the way of Crestwood.
This is his 4th opportunity for Crestwood to come away with points. 126, they're down 6.
Collins inside to Hiller. Left-hand shot won't go, but she'll head to the line.
I said earlier, when they go up for the layup, make them earn it, as Serena DeFinis, I believe, is looking to enter with 1:22 left.
Star picks up her 2nd, team 7th.
4 fouls, and Hiller misses the first.
DeFinis returns with the 4 personals. Chaotic end of this game as Berwick trying to hold on, leading by 6. Hiller hits 1 out of 2. She's got 14 on the night. It's a 5-point game. And the pass gets by Zahner. Crestwood ball.
Great job of getting the ball out, but the pass down the floor Not a good one. Berwick turns it over.
Hiller inside, powers it up, and she'll head back to the line. I believe this time it'll be Zahner that picks up the foul. Be her second, team eighth. Hiller leading all scorers with 14 to shoot 2. One out of 2 for Hiller, a star rebound. And I believe we got a foul on Crestwood, but it'll only be their 15th foul.
You're going to have a reach in. Gabby Starr had the ball. But again, we go back to breaking the press. You know what? You got to look at a breakaway here.
DeFinis gets double teamed, and she was fouled. It'll be team foul number 6. So next one, Berwick will be shooting a 1-and-1. Foul was on Collins. That'll be her first. The team's 6th. That last foul, Bazinko picked up her 4th. Tip pass. Loose. And they're going to call a foul on Crestwood. And it'll be a 1-and-1 situation for Rachel Whiteknight.
Under a minute, Lady Bulldogs went into a 1-and-1 situation. So if they can be accurate from the foul line.
Julia Glowacki picked up her 2nd, team 7th. 1-and-1 for Rachel Whiteknight. Hits the first.
Smiling to herself at the foul line. I think she was happy she made it.
Off back rim, rebound Malia.
Lead is 5.
Game. Steal by DeFinis. And I believe Collins reached out and grabbed her.
They're going to call Cameron Collins with the hook. I believe Serena DeFinis knocked it away, and she was going after the ball. Collins grabbed her.
2nd on Collins, team 8th. A 1-and-1 for DeFinis. Off back rim, rebound Glowacki. Remains a 5-point game. Looking for Malia. This is Hiller. Driving to the basket, and she's fouled.
Hiller will go to the line for
foul on Whiteknight, her 2nd, team 9th, but they're going to rule a shooting foul, so Hiller will shoot 2. And I must have missed a Whiteknight foul somewhere. The scoreboard says it's her 3rd.
Hiller makes the first, Marty, narrows it to 4.
This free throw will make it a 1-possession game if she can make it. It'll remain a 2-possession game. DeFinis up the sideline. Finds Zahner. She'll get it out to Whiteknight. Stolen by Malia! And Whiteknight went for the block, but apparently committed the foul.
I'll tell you what, I think again, got the ball with her hand, but her body. Foul was called, shoot 2.
It'll be the 10th team foul on the Lady Bulldogs. More importantly, the 4th foul on Whiteknight. So her and DeFinis on the floor with 4 personals. Collins will get another. Glowacki, the offensive rebound, looking for Hiller where she was fouled.
I think
And
Serena's got her hand in, and that's her fifth if it is.
And that is the case. Fifth personal foul on Serena DeFinis. She is fouled out of this game. Hiller will not shoot the free throw until the substitution is made.
Let's see what Coach Calarco is thinking.
The senior will foul out with 21.7 seconds remaining. She'll finish the night with 7 points.
Coach Calarco has
2 timeouts remaining for Coach Calarco, I believe a full and a 30. And hey, it won't be so bad. Just sub in coaching tonight for us. Crestwood 1 for their last 5 at the line. Hits the first.
Hiller.
Does Hiller. She can make this a 2-point game if she makes this one. She does. She's got 18 to lead all scores. Coach Hopkins takes the timeout. It's a full. They're down 2.
When emergency strikes, trust your care to the all-new ER at Lehigh Valley Hospital, Hazleton. With a facility that's now twice the size. Experienced nurses who see you right away. A quick assessment process makes sure you get the care you need. Advanced technology on site. Safe, private treatment rooms, and a peace of mind that only this level of care can bring. When it matters most, trust your partner in emergency care. Lehigh Valley Hospital, Hazleton.
2 Italian Guys Pizzeria, 3 West Diamond Avenue in Hazleton has all your favorites, from pizza, hoagies, salads, entrees, wings, and sides. Always made with the freshest ingredients. Call them at 570-459-2783.
As Enter Sandman plays here in the Berwick Gymnasium, a little early to be turning out the lights. 21.7 seconds remain. Crestwood has battled back. They're down 2. They have a 30-second, or I believe a full timeout remaining. Berwick with a full and a 30. Berwick to inbound. White Knight going for the home run, and it's knocked around. Zahner up with it. And a double dribble called against Berwick.
Yeah.
Crestwood will have it with 16 seconds left.
Sadie
Down
Zahner.
2. And we're going to have a timeout taken. It's a 30 taken by Berwick, so each team will be left with 1 timeout. Joe, now would be a good time. Your last of the night. To give a call to 2 Italian Guys Pizzeria at 570-459-2783. Joe, you've looked at the menu, you've decided, order those wings from 2 Italian Guys Pizzeria located at 3 West Diamond Avenue in Hazleton. Call them 570-459-2783. Order the wings.
Celery sticks and blue cheese.
And most importantly, tell them Coach DeMelfi sent you. So after the turnover, Crestwood with an opportunity to tie for the first time tonight, take the lead with a 3 for the first time tonight. They're down 2, 16 seconds left. See what Coach Hopkins has elected to do here. Lewis guarding Collins. Collins to the basket, ties the game at 42. White Knight to the basket and the win, won't go. Hiller the rebound. We're going to overtime here in Berwick. And Joe, it took a while, but Crestwood battled all the way back. Get the big basket from Collins to tie it here at 42.
And I'll tell you what, Cameron Collins, there was no doubt in her mind she was going to the basket. Put it up, 2 seconds, ties the game.
Tied at 42. Berwick led in scoring by Rachel White Knight with 13. Cadence Hiller, 9 in the first half, 9 here in the second, leading scorer in the game with 18. Cameron Collins with 10, but maybe the biggest stat of all, Joe, senior Sarah DeFinis will be on the bench as she is fouled out of this game. We should also mention leading scorer, if you're just joining us, Rayanna Andrus. We haven't seen her since the first quarter due to injury, so Coach Calarco working a little shorthanded as we go to overtime.
Looking at a
4 minutes here in overtime.
4-minute overtime.
Tied at 42. Gallagher, Hiller, Bazinko, Collins, and Glowacki will jump.
The Bulldogs in the fourth quarter had 9 turnovers, which helped the Lady Comets narrow the gap and then finally tie it up as we go to overtime.
Crestwood wins the tip. Lewis, White Knight, Starr, Zahner, and Oak start for Berwick. Hiller can't get the first shot of overtime to go.
Crestwood definitely has stepped up the defense as White Knight from the 3, Marty.
Her 5th of the night gives her 16 to lead Berwick. They're back in front by 3. And a foul on the post. Crestwood was looking for Gallagher. She's going to head to the line, I believe. No, they're going to call a foul on Gallagher. Offensive in the post.
Berwick with an opportunity here. Coach Hopkins obviously didn't like the throw or the call.
We had a turnover. Crestwood trying to get to the basket. And I believe it's on White Knight. She has fouled out. Leaving with 16 points for Berwick. So the Lady Bulldogs will be without an injured Andrus and 2 players fouling out, White Knight and DeFinis.
White Knight the leading scorer on the evening for the Lady Bulldogs. Fouled out with 3:11 left. Lady Bulldogs up by 3. Coach Calarco trying to decide where he's going.
And he's going to go back to Libby Switzer. As the Lady Bulldogs trying to claw out a victory here, will have to do it a little shorthanded due to injury and fouls. Gallagher to shoot 2.
Lady Comets have not shot well from the line, Marty, especially in the fourth quarter and the start of the overtime as they miss another.
Lane violation called on Crestwood. So Berwick will inbound up 3, 3:11 remaining in overtime.
It all depends, as I said, Marty. We've talked about this too long, and we're going to have a foul called, I believe. No,
I believe we're going
we
to
got
get
a timeout.
And each team got a timeout here in overtime. It's a full timeout, an opportunity for Coach Calarco to gather this group that, quite honestly, not sure how much they've played together on the floor. Try to get them together here in overtime with 3:06 left.
White Knights out with fouls. Serena DeFinis also. And Rayanne Andrus has not seen the floor since the first quarter when she had a bump just above her eyebrow. So, Coach Calarco trying to come up with something.
Just an easy night substituting tonight as head coach.
You love it when
But I'm sure Coach Calarco, if they come out on the winning end of this, will be very happy at the end of the night.
Extremely happy. Thought we were going to get a chance to talk to Coach Bennett tonight, but probably the new head football coach, but might be difficult now with the OT.
Well, we'll see where we go. If this goes 4 OTs, we may have a problem.
Yeah.
Star to inbound. Full court pressure from Crestwood. Malia knocked it away, but Oaks comes up with the loose basketball. Oaks across the timeline, got double teamed. Jump ball is called. Possession arrow keeps it with the Lady Bulldogs.
To keep the ball at waist level, you're going to have a problem. You have to make yourself big in that kind of instance. If they trap you on the side, make yourself big. Right here is a good example.
Star splits the double team. Out to Oaks. Looking for Star, and Malia corral the loose basketball.
Not Berwick. Lady Bulldogs not handling the ball well here in the second half. Turned it over 9 times in the fourth quarter. Big reason why the Lady Comets came back and tied it up in regulation.
And here's Switzer with the steal.
Great job by Switzer taking that ball off the floor.
Oaks gets double teamed again. Loose. Jump ball this time, the arrow will go Crestwood way.
You have to know, Marty, if you're going to get the ball on the press, that you have to think, I'm going to a certain spot to get it down the floor. If you put the ball on the floor, you're really going to have a tough time.
Collins may have had her ankle rolled up on. I think Lou Lucy wanted her to go and get it checked out. She's saying, I'm staying in this game.
I tell you what, she's playing very well for the Lady Comets.
Collins drives, left-hand shot won't go. Battle for the rebound. Jump ball will give it to Berwick.
Same thing here.
Star going for the home run to Zahner. Finds Switzer. That won't fall. Jump ball. Possession arrow, Joe, with 2 minutes left in overtime, goes to the visiting Lady Comets.
Much better on the press. Berwick doing a good job breaking it, just couldn't cash in on the basket.
Collins will dribble it up. 1 possession game. Crestwood down 3. Collins penetrates out to Glowacki. She'll drive, shot up, and she'll head to the line to shoot 2.
I believe they got
They get Zahner, I
Zahner.
believe. That'll be her 3rd. Team over the 2-shot limit. Glowacki will have another. She has an opportunity to be the 3rd Crestwood player in double figures. And she hits both. She's got 10. The lead is 1. And a foul in the back court.
Collins, I think, called for the block.
That'll be her 3rd. Team 10th. Sending Gabby Starr to the line to shoot 2. As mentioned, Gabby, the 2nd leading scorer for the Lady Bulldogs with just over 9 points a game. She has 9 so far. She hits the first.
Could make it a 3-point lead for the Lady Bulldogs. 1:43 left, overtime.
Starr hits both. She's got 11. 7 coming here in the second half in overtime. Collins can't get it to go. Malia the rebound. Dribbling it out to Hiller. Guarded closely by Starr. Bazinko in the corner to Collins. She drives, shot is up, offensive foul! Called on Collins, it'll be her fourth!
I'll tell you what, I think that was Gabby Starr underneath who took the foul.
Gabby
Collins.
Starr coming up big for Berwick on both ends of the floor here in
Yeah.
overtime. And a steal! Starr may have gotten the block! Here comes Berwick, Lewis with the basketball. And before a jump ball violation or call, timeout, Berwick their last, it'll be a full. So much ebb and flow here, Joe.
Well, and it comes down to, as I said earlier, the Lady Bulldogs, how they handle the press, number one. Because in the fourth quarter, Jim Burns had 9 turnovers for the Lady Bulldogs. And again, I go back to that really was the big reason that the Lady Comets came back and tied it up in regulation.
But the last thing I would think Coach Calarco will mention to these girls when they exit, no timeouts remaining. So if you have trouble getting it in, you can't resort to the timeout. Lady Bulldogs out of timeouts. Crestwood has 2 remaining.
I said before, Marty, I think when you get it in, the person you're getting it into has to have in their mind the next throw, the next pass. They cannot afford to put it on the ground or on the floor because they're going to get tied up. Crestwood really has played that press very well.
Zahner to inbound. Finds Starr. She'll get it to Zahner. Lewis will take the jumper. Won't go. Knocked out of bounds. It'll be Crestwood ball.
Gabby Starr knocked it out of bounds. Lewis had a look at the basket, just couldn't get it to go. Collins looking for it to open up. She's going to the basket.
Her pass out of the reach of Hiller. A Crestwood turnover with under a minute remaining in overtime.
I bet you that's the 3rd or 4th time that's happened. She drives the lane and then passes it off, but people aren't expecting it. Remember what I said, if you get it to the inbound person, you have to know where you're going with it quickly.
Oaks trying to get to the sideline. If that's Collins, she's fouled out of the ball game. And that is the case. That'll be the 5th on Collins. She'll leave with 10 points. Then the big question now is for Coach Hopkins, who's going to run the show for him?
Banford, I believe, coming into the game. Mary
Kate
Banford,
wearing 24. Oaks will get another.
Misses the first.
Trying to make this a 2-possession game. That won't go, and a rebound, Glowacki. Remains a 3-point game. Crestwood still does not have to start jacking threes here. They could get a quick 2. Banford out to Glowacki. She drives. This is Bazinko. Her shot won't go. Hiller, the putback. 1-point game. And a turnover. Hiller to Malia. Loose basketball. Glowacki. No shot, says Lou Lucy. Coach Hopkins from the sideline called timeout. 10 seconds remaining. 1-point game. Crestwood,
You know what?
Joe.
This is a barn burner.
Joe,
Is that a cliche?
No, you never use cliches.
I never
buddy.
use them.
1-point game, Crestwood trailing. They have never led tonight. We're in overtime with 10 seconds left. Their first lead has the potential of being the winning lead.
Game winner.
Where do they go? I would think if they
Well,
look for Hiller. If they don't have her, Glowacki is a nice second option.
I think that Hiller is their go-to person right now, and it's going to be somewhere down low, Marty. They're not going to take a chance on getting it outside and then trying to win it with a 3. That's my thought.
Now, if you're Coach Calarco, I'm sure he's been around a little bit. He knows basketball. Do you try to take Hiller away?
There's no doubt in my mind. Like you said, she's been the go-to person. Let them go to 2 or 3 and see if they can come up with the win.
So we'll see. It'll be on the far sideline. Bazinko to inbound. Hiller already is on the low box, guarded by Starr.
That's a good matchup underneath because
And the pass taken away by Zahner. And she is fouled with 8 seconds remaining.
turnover hurt the Lady Comets here. Let's see what.
But regardless what happens on the foul line, it will still be a one-possession game. Zahner gets the roll.
You're right, Marty. That one possession's going to be a 3-ball if this one goes in. And don't foul. It does.
3-point game, 8 seconds left.
Go after it.
Glowacki up with it. Gets it to Hiller. Blocked by Starr. That'll end the game. Berwick hangs on in overtime.
And who comes up big at the end?
Gabby Starr.
Gabby Starr with a great block.
49-46. Berwick the victor.
Very entertaining game.
Despite losing 2 players to fouls and another to injury, Coach Calarco and the Berwick Lady Bulldogs claw out a 49-46 victory in overtime.
I'll tell you what, scrappy. Both teams, Marty, went after the ball. Lady Bulldogs handled the press when they had to. Almost hurt them big time, but they did a nice job handling it when they had to.
And I think we have coming over, Joe. We still have some time before the bottom of the hour. And Joe, we'll let you swap out your headset. Coach, how are you? Marty Burns.
How you doing?
Not too bad.
All right.
And we are now joined by newly named head coach of the Berwick Football Bulldogs, Mike Bennett. Mike, certainly thank you for joining us here tonight. And if your football team is exciting as this game here tonight, very successful for the Berwick football team.
Well, thanks for having me on. And that was a great game. Okay, overtime, both teams played very well. It came down to the last possession, last shot. It was a great game. Hopefully, we're not in too many of these nail biters. okay, when we take the field this year.
So, Coach, let's start off. You played here at Berwick. Was there ever a thought in your mind back then that the phrase would be Mike Bennett, Berwick head football coach?
I mean, back then when I was on the field, I was playing for coach, and even when I was down in midgets, I think I always had a feeling that I wanted to coach. I don't think it wasn't until probably like my sophomore, junior year in college that I started to get fascinated with schemes, okay, and things like that. And then once I got out of college, and I started coaching different teams. I helped out. I coached volleyball. I helped out with basketball, and I finally got back into football. Where I think, if I stick with this and I keep learning, that I would hope that I have a chance, okay, to be the head coach at Berwick.
I know it's been 24 hours since the announcement came that you were named head coach of the Berwick football program. But what is the plan here in the off season to get ready for the 2022 season?
Well, right now it's this, okay? I want our kids to keep busy, okay? Whether they're playing a winter sport or if they're not doing that, I would love for them to get down in that weight room and let's start, getting going with this with our weight program that we're going to start here next Monday.
And you've been around a lot of coaches, including Coach Curry, and you take a little bit from all those coaches. But everybody has their own approach to a football program and what they want to accomplish. What does Mike Bennett want to accomplish with this football team?
Well, I'll tell you what. I want a team that, that resembles, the community here in Berwick. Okay, we have tremendous support here in Berwick, and I want our kids, okay, to ooze that when they get on the field. We have some tough kids here down in Berwick. So if we can go out there, be resilient, play tough, okay, play hard, I think that we will represent our community well.
And I know as any team does, you lose some players due to graduation, but you also got some quality coming back. Talk about what you have returning to this Berwick football team.
Well, I'll tell you what. I mean, and you're right. We're going to be losing, a couple, seniors, like it's about 7 or 8, 9 seniors that we're going to use. But I'll tell you what. We got 2 all-state kids coming back, and Spencer Kishball, okay, and Dre Wilk. Okay, we have our quarterback, Lonchinsky, come back. All right, he's going to be back with us. We have young linemen that played for us last year. They're all back. Okay, we have a senior linebacker, Tristan English, who's wrestling right now. Okay, we have Bruce Hartman, who's a wrestler right now. They're juniors. So we have a lot of kids back, and that's what gets me excited about talking about this team and just wanting to start with these guys and to get going.
And real quickly, the first 2 that you mentioned, we were very impressed with seeing them this year in Kishbaugh and Wilk, and they have that uncanny knack of turning defense into offense.
Yes. What was it? The first time, Spencer, intercepted it with one hand, okay, at one of our games and took it back at distance. And Dre's just around the ball. Dre's just like his brother, okay, Tegan, okay, who's at East Carolina right now. And you're right. They are just around the ball at all times. They're ball hawks. They're great tacklers, okay. And there's great football players, okay. They know the game. They know the schemes, all right, and they play very hard and like they have a knack to be around the ball.
And real quick last question, have you had a chance to talk to the team yet? And really, what is your message for them and this program?
Well, I mean, right now, we had a little team meeting here this morning. I called some of the kids down. We had some kids, not in school. Mm-hmm. Okay, we have some kids in dual enrollment. They take college classes. But, we got about 30, 35 kids come down. I just wanted to talk to them real quick about, our just a little bit of our expectations. But my big things right now is if these kids aren't in the, they're not doing a sport in the winter, I want these kids down in the weight room. And, and let's get active. Let's get moving. Let's start, pumping some iron here and start getting ready for the season.
Well, Coach, thanks a lot for joining us. Congratulations on taking over at your alma mater and becoming head coach at Berwick High School. And I'm sure we'll be seeing you in the fall.
Yes, definitely. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Coach, I appreciate it. Thank you again.
Take care. All right.
That was Mike Bennett, newly named head coach of the Berwick High School football Bulldogs. And wish him nothing but the best. And, Joe, we see it quite often before we talk about this overtime game. Players not only in college, but now high school, returning to their alma mater because they want to lead their program and teach some of these young players things that they've learned during their experience.
Yeah, Mike obviously is a Berwick product, has a very good career, has knowledge of the game. The only suggestion I would have, and he hasn't asked and I haven't offered, but you have to surround yourself with good people. And I'm talking about whether it be a manager or assistant coach. You really need good people. And the more I emphasize that, I think about Nick Saban. First thing he talks about is good people. So, but again, getting to this game,
let's recap just in case people are tuning in. Berwick, an overtime 49-46 victory. Coach, what did you see from the final stats?
25 turnovers Jim Burns has for the Lady Bulldogs. That's a recipe for disaster. But what helps with that disaster 9 for 14 from the three-point range. Rachel White and I hit a couple big ones. Gabby Starr. And I'll tell you what, Gabby Starr came up big at the end. Crestwood had 20 turnovers. They were 3 for 9 from the three-point range. Berwick shot 6 for 12 from the line. Crestwood was 13 for 23.
So, Joe, I want to ask you before we leave, first for Coach Hopkins and Crestwood. They started the game without 2 starters, fell down double digits early, kept chipping away, forced overtime, didn't get the victory. But what can Coach Hopkins and his team take away from this effort tonight?
Obviously, when you get a game like this, you take away the experience of playing in a close game, the pressure of playing in a close game, and even the coaching staff learns how they need to do certain things in a close game. I think Berwick would take away, we better work on the press and get the ball down the floor, or else we're going to have a real problem. We talked about Coach Gavio, and he throws the blanket at you.
Right.
So,
but the thing I would take away from this Berwick team, they faced as much adversity as you could find tonight, losing 3 starters, weren't able to play in overtime. You had a group that probably hasn't played a lot together, but you know what? They found a way to win.
Hey, and I think it's a great victory for the Lady Bulldogs. When you find a way, if it's not pretty, it's still a W.
They don't ask you how pretty, they ask you how many.
What you do the next day is go back to what you did wrong, what the coaches feel you did wrong, and you work on that.
Well, Coach, Happy New Year. It's good to have you back.
I'll tell you, I enjoyed it. We had a good first one, too, for the year.
So we are going to say goodnight a little bit later than we thought from here in Berwick. For our director, Ryan Osachi. For Jim Burns on stats. For Joe DeMelfi, I'm Marty Burns. And also newly named head coach at Berwick High School of their football program, Mike Bennett. Thank you for joining us. Once again, the final score, Berwick 49, Crestwood 46 in overtime. Join us Tuesday night right back here in Berwick as the boys take the floor, as the Bulldogs of Berwick will play host to Hazelton area. Will be on the air Tuesday night at 7:30. This has been a WYLN Sports Special presentation, and good night from Berwick.
You're watching WYLN TV 35.